Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Friday, June 20th. We still have significant concerns across the Great Basin for the next couple of days with very strong winds across much of the region. The areas of biggest concern will be Nevada, Utah down into the Arizona Strip, and parts of southeast Idaho into Wyoming, where we'll have southwest wind gusts gusting over 40 or 50 miles per hour. We will have some cooler temperatures and showers across the north the next couple of days, and this will push further south as we go through the weekend, but still strong wind concerns on Saturday, and these winds in Utah will be stronger than most likely what we'll see today. So significant concerns again for any new starts and also any ongoing activity that we currently have across parts of southern Utah and even the Sierra Front and even up towards the Horse Fire. As we move into Sunday and the cold front moves through, we will see significantly cooler temperatures across the northern half of the region. Temperatures will drop to about 15 degrees or more below normal. We'll also have some scattered showers and some higher relative humidity in the north. Still some breezy winds on Sunday, along with lower relative humidity over eastern areas of the Great Basin. Also, today and tomorrow, where we have these strong winds, we'll see widespread single-digit relative humidity. Over the last 24 hours, we have had some lightning over parts of central and eastern Idaho and some light shower activity. Across the Great Basin for the last 24 hours, we've seen 17 new fires reported for over 600 acres and over 1,000 acres of growth on our large fires. Currently, we have our large fires. We have France Canyon and Forsyth down there in southern Utah, a new fire, the Connor Fire from this morning along the Sierra Front, and then the Horse Fire up in Wyoming. Over the last 7 to 14 days, we've seen very dry conditions this last week across much of the Great Basin. We did see moisture over a week ago in southern areas of the Great Basin and along parts of the Sierra Front and up into Idaho, but we've seen conditions significantly dry since then, so we are seeing more critical fuel conditions. And that is evident on our ERC point map. You can see a widespread areas across Nevada and Utah and even up into eastern Idaho and Wyoming, where ERCs are above the 90th percentile and in some areas above the 97th percentile and near records for the time of year. Even scattered up across central Idaho, we are seeing those ERCs climb to above the 70th or even 80th percentile. Looking at our 100-hour fuel moisture for parts areas that we have some large fires. Along the Sierra Front, our 100-hour fuel moistures are at record lows for the time of year, but you can see from the green forecast line, those 100-hour fuel moistures will be going up as we see some cooler temperatures moving in with a little bit higher humidity the next few days. Over southwest Utah, again, also seeing these 100-hour fuel moistures at record lows and really will only come up slightly, but still remain near record lows, even with some cooling temperatures moving in. Our satellite picture from this morning shows generally clear skies across much of Nevada and Utah, but you can see some smoke plumes from our wildfires, and any cloud cover is really confined to the northern tier. Looking at our smoke forecast for the next 2 days, you can see obviously with those strong southwest winds that will push the smoke plumes to the northeast on all of our fires and if we see any new starts. Looking at the weather pattern for later today, we have a strong area of low pressure that is moving into the Pacific Northwest, so out ahead of this strong low, and it's very strong for the time of year, really more indicative of what we'd see in the fall or into the earlier part of the spring. So very strong winds out ahead of it with those very dry conditions, so widespread areas of high risk for strong winds and low relative humidity for much of Nevada and Utah, and even up into western Wyoming today, again with those stronger winds and low relative humidity for one more day before we see some of that higher humidity and cooler temperatures move in. Looking at some of our conditions, you can see widespread low single-digit relative humidity across much of Nevada and Utah, and even seeing those teens up further north. Coupled with the very strong winds you see on the right, again, that really high concern as we go through today. Winds are already gusty this morning and will just continue to increase. Temperatures today will already start their cooling trend across the north and western side of the Great Basin. We'll see temperatures drop about 10 degrees or so from what we saw yesterday. Still very hot conditions further east, though, across much of Utah, southern and eastern Nevada. So we'll continue to see those warm temperatures for one more day. Any precipitation, we could see some showers and thunderstorms in the far north, but again, much cooler temperatures and higher humidity up in central Idaho. As we move into Saturday, that trough starts to move across the Great Basin, so continued cooling and pushing those stronger winds further south and east, mainly affecting southern and eastern areas of the Great Basin tomorrow. So we continue those high risks for those stronger winds above 50 miles per hour and low relative humidity. But you can see how the significant fire potential is moderating in the north and even over parts of western and central Nevada as that moisture moves in, at least in the form of a little bit higher relative humidity. Any of the showers probably confined to northern Nevada, northern Utah, and up into Idaho and Wyoming. Relative humidity for Saturday, again, you can see the significant increase, especially in northern Nevada, where minimum RHs will remain above 20%, and of course, further north as well. Along western areas, we'll see those RHs at least improve with minimum RHs in the mid-teens, and again, still those single digits across the southern and eastern tier, coupled with those very strong winds. Temperatures continue to cool. Saturday will be one of our coolest days with highs only in the 50s and 60s across the north. Again, this is 15 degrees or more below normal. We'll see those cooler temperatures move into much of Utah as well, along with some chances of showers and thunderstorms. Again, mostly Interstate 80 and further north. On Sunday, the trough continues to sweep eastward, pushing any of our gusty winds into far eastern areas and bringing our cooler temperatures with somewhat higher humidity across most areas. And you can see that on Sunday. So again, with the exception of the southern tier and over eastern Utah into the Arizona Strip, that's where we'll continue to see those single digit or low teen relative humidity. Winds really taper off with the exception of eastern Utah, where we'll see some of those gusts between about 25 and 35 miles per hour. So certainly weaker than what we'll see today and tomorrow, but still breezy. Temperatures, again, continue to cool, but we'll see them a little bit warmer on Sunday than on Saturday across the region, especially in the north, and any shower chances really confined to Idaho and Wyoming. 3-day precipitation, you can see here, the heaviest amounts of precipitation will be across central Idaho, definitely more spotty and lighter amounts as you go further south into northern Nevada and northern Utah, with still dry conditions over the rest of the southern half of the Great Basin. As we go into next week, we still have some weak low pressure remaining across the region, so we could see some showers and thunderstorms pop in parts of the Sierra or the Sierra Front into parts of central Nevada, with drier conditions further south and east. Significant fire potential, however, really moderates across the region with these cooler temperatures, somewhat higher humidity, and any lingering moisture. So again, we'll see more moderate fire potential. This continues on Tuesday with the trough slowly moving across the region, but we will see fire potential start to rebound over southern areas. Again, that really won't see much of that increase in humidity or certainly any precipitation. And then we'll continue to see that trend spread further north as we go through midweek. Temperatures will gradually rebound early to mid next week and will reach normal levels by Tuesday or Wednesday across the Great Basin. We'll continue that drier trend, but troughs continue to move into the Pacific Northwest, so we'll continue to see chances of showers or thunderstorms in the north and generally drier conditions further south. 7-day precipitation shows that well. You can see those hints in the Sierra starting early next week with some showers and thunderstorm potential. Otherwise, any significant moisture well to the north. The 8 to 14-day outlook, taking us from the end of June through the early part of July, shows still above normal temperatures and either near normal or just above normal precipitation across the Four Corners area. Otherwise, generally drier conditions further west. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back tomorrow for the latest updates.